In this video, we are heading back to Switzerland. Since moving to Germany almost 2 years ago, we've been to Switzerland countless times. It's one of our favorite countries and a great place to travel with kids. On our latest adventure, we were joined by some of our favorite people, and we spent one activity-packed week hitting some of the best hikes, views, and playgrounds that Switzerland has to offer. We were also spot on for hitting the fall colors just right. Our journey begins on October 9th, when we made our way down to Zurich to scoop up our long-lost friends, the Egers, who braved an international flight with their toddler. When we are all packed into our cars, we caravanned our way down to Interlaken, about an hour and 45-minute drive. Our base for the next few days was this charming Airbnb in Wilderswil, nestled right in between Lauterbrunnen and Interlaken. After we arrived and settled in, we set out for dinner and a short evening hike in Lauterbrunnen Valley. One of my favorite things about our Airbnb in Wilderswil is that every morning around 9 a.m., the neighbor would walk his cows out into the field, and they would parade by the house, with a great view out the window. And every evening, the cows would head back home, and we retreated to another parade. Our first full day of adventuring was perfect. We started at the train station in Lauterbrunnen, took a cable car, and then the train to Mürren. And after a short walk through the town, we went up some more via the Allmendhubel funicular. At the top, we were greeted by breathtaking views, a restaurant, and probably the cutest playground I've ever been to. The flower playground had a fun water maze that Levi loved, a little cheese stand, swings, slides, and my favorite part, the little marmot tunnels. After we stopped to play for a bit, we moved on to our other activity for the day, hiking the Northface Trail back to Mürren. It's about a 4-mile hike starting from Allmendhubel. This hike was a mostly easy downhill path that winds through the green hills and farmland, with the dramatic mountains in the background. I highly recommend this hike for families. We made our way back down to the train station with the alpenglow spreading across the Lauterbrunnen Valley, lighting up the colorful trees. Unfortunately, later that night, reality struck, and Ryan and I got hit with a really horrible 24-hour bug that knocked us out for the whole next day. So we stayed back and let the mountains do their healing thing. On October 13th, while Ryan and I took another slow day, the Egers took the train to Zermatt. They had clear views and went up to the famous Riflesea view of the Matterhorn. Our sickly family slowly made our way to Grindelwald to walk around, play on the playground, and try to rehydrate ourselves for the rest of the trip. On day 6, we were feeling almost back to full health. We checked out of our Airbnb, watched the cow parade one last time, before we made our way up the windy and twisty drive to Lombachalp. Here, we set off to hike the Oxt Matterhorn viewpoint. Monica and Cody went all the way to the top, while Ryan and I went up about halfway and then herded the children back down to the mountain playground. The view from the top looks out over the blue lakes of Interlaken. We then made our way towards the world's steepest funicular, the Stoosbahn. We arrived a little late to Stu's lodge, but the place was awesome. We had some dinner, and I played with the kids in the really cool indoor playground. The following morning, we woke up in a cloud, which was kind of a bummer. But once we rode the lift up to the top of the mountain, we were greeted with blue skies and sunshine above the blanket of clouds. I would have liked to see the blue lake below, but it was pretty cool hiking on the mountain spine that was peeking out of the clouds. We were also a little bummed to learn that the cable car on the far end of the hike was closed for maintenance, but we still opted to do the whole hike and then continue our way back down to the lodge. This added quite a bit of time and effort onto the hike, and the trail end was spent walking through thick clouds, but it made for some really cool photos. After a final meal at the lodge, we made our way to Appenzell region, about 2 hours away. We stayed in this cozy spot in Ebnat-Kappel, a quiet town with big views and easy access to some incredible hikes. On our last full day together, we celebrated Levi's 4th birthday and set out for one more epic hike, and this was probably my favorite hike of the trip. We made our way to Mürren and rode up into the mountains on the Allmendhubel cable car. We then hiked for about an hour uphill to the Schäfler Hütte. The views from behind this hut were some of the best I've ever seen in Switzerland. We ate a meal at the hut and enjoyed the insane views all around us before our slightly panicked hike back down to catch the end of the day cable car. And just like that, it's October 16th and time to say goodbye. We drove back to Zurich, dropped off the Eagers for their long journey back to California. This trip was one we won't ever forget. Between all the fall colors and gorgeous hikes, to the evenings spent laughing with our good friends. Thanks for following along, and I hope you'll tune in for our next trip to the island of Majorca in Spain.